Hi, my name is Bob Callen. I am one of the board members for Bluegrass Runners, and I am going to just give you a brief rundown on how to enter your Bluegrass Runners Grand Prix Series points. It's at first glance it looks really difficult. It's not. It's pretty simple. I'm going to cut through some of the mind-blowing verbiage on this just to give you a quick rundown. So, first thing I've done here, I've done a Google search for Bluegrass Runners Lexington. And when I do that search, I'm going to go to the Bluegrass Runners website, which is hosted by Run Sign Up. So we click Bluegrass Runners, and it is going to load a little bit slowly, but it's loading my website here. And then we're going to go to the left menu bar and click BGR Grand Prix Series. And here's all this verbiage about the Grand Prix Series. So some things to know. First of all, if you go to sign up for one of the races on the BGR Grand Prix Series, watch and make sure it gives you a discount. Many of them do. Some of them don't, but many of them do. If it doesn't give you a discount, check the newsletter, which you get emailed every month. You can search your email for BGR newsletter and it should pop up. Or you can contact Gary Steele or myself and we can check into it to see if we're supposed to get a discount. I've talked to a number of race directors that are giving us discounts, so be aware of that. The other thing to be aware of is you have to be a club member, a paying club member on Run Sign Up to participate in the event, and not just a Facebook group member. We have some Facebook group members who are not paying BGR members, and that's okay. That's a great chance for you to find out what the club does, what it's about, and we hope that makes you want to join the club. This is a perk for paying club members, so keep that in mind. And we're going to fill out either of these two links, Grand Prix entry form or fill out this form. Will take you to the spreadsheet. Okay, so I'm going to click that, and it's going to open up in another window this Google Doc. You have a ton of information on how to calculate your points. All of this stuff on calculating the points. If you want to read through it, go ahead. I'm going to hit it real quick. Virtual races count, but only up to 3 can be used. We are talking about possibly doing 3 wildcard races so that you can count some races that are not virtual in lieu of counting virtual races. So maybe it's a race that you did that's not listed on the sheet. Think of that as an option. Be aware that we may add that. If we do, we'll make an announcement. You compete within your age and gender division. So it's 5-year age divisions. For instance, I'm 55 to 59. That's generally how the age divisions are demarcated in races. So 55 to 59, 50 to 54. So the even 5-year increment starts the age group 50 to 54, 55 to 59, and so on. So age and gender divisions, of course. So keep in mind that we have talked about, we haven't decided exactly what to do, realizing that not everybody strictly identifies as male or female. We are aware of that. We will work to determine how we can handle that equitably for everyone. So I just want to make the point that we are aware of those potential issues, and we want to work through that before making any kind of announcement. You only count your top 10 events. You can run as many as you want, but you only count your top 10. The more events you run, obviously the better chance to get more points. The percentile race thing. Read through that. It sounds confusing. Real basic. If you finish first place in your age group, you get 100 points. Second place, 90. Third place, 80, and so on. At 10th place, you get 10 points. Any lower, you get 10 points. Race distance bonuses. A race outside of Fayette County gives you 5 points. Every 50 miles away from Fayette County, if you're more than 50 miles, you get an additional 5 points. So if I go to a race 55 miles away, I get 10 points. If you travel to a marathon or an ultra, or finish a marathon or ultra, you get a 10-point bonus. Um, so you can get a maximum 20-point bonus for distances. You can also get a 10-point bonus for running a marathon or an ultra. So keep in mind those things. Top scores. You may also get additional points for how you scored in the race. What this means with the bonuses is you could see someone who has 10 events and has more than 1,000 points. Finally, retroactive scoring. Note that races can be scored based on having already run them. If you join the club in August, you can still put your January, February, March, April, May, and so on races that you've already run and count those points. You can add those points to the spreadsheet. You also get points for race directing or volunteering in a race or being a group run leader. And we'll walk through all of that just to kind of talk through on the spreadsheet itself. So let me go to the spreadsheet now, which has opened over here. And you'll see I'm already listed, but I'm going to put another name on here. I'm just going to type runner name because that's the first thing you've got to add yourself to the spreadsheet. Oh, this is really slow. Okay, so runner name, and I'm in there. And yep, internet's running really slow right now. So, and we're just going to say male 30 to 34. Okay. So I put it in there, and then I'm also going to go over to the race support, and I'm going to put it over here. And again, what did I say? 30 to 34. So put the name in. Now, we want to go ahead and put our names in both places because even if we're not volunteering, you haven't run a race yet, you want to have it in both places on the same line on the sheet. That's why we did that. I'm just going to hit undo because I don't want to clutter the sheet up with non-existent fake runners while I'm making it. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to look at, and we're going to talk about how to add points to your spreadsheet once you've got it. Since I'm already listed, I'll use myself as the example. And I'm going to scroll over to the Chrysalis House 5K, which you see is right here. And I got 95 points for that. So how did I get those points? Well, if I go look at the results for Chrysalis House 5K, what I see is I finished second in my age group. So I'm second in my age group. That's 90 points. The race also was outside of Fayette County. So the race is outside of Fayette County. That's a 5-point bonus. It's in Nicholasville. So that's the 95 points. Race outside of Fayette County was 5. 90 for my group, second place in the group, 95 points. Let's look at another one. Now this race, first, to be clear, this race is not actually on the sheet, so I can't add it. First of all, it's from 2022. But this race will be on the sheet, I think, in the future. We're talking about adding this race for 2024. It didn't happen this year, but in 2024, this will probably be a spring race. So it's going to be on the list then. On the race results, I've got 50 to 59 age group. I actually double-checked and counted for a 55 to 59 age group. I still would not have finished in the top 10. So I got 10 points for my finish because I finished 16th. So 10 points for that. It's an ultra. I got 10 points. And I got 10 points for distance. So I got the total points were 30. I got 30 points for this race. Had I finished in the top 10, let's use Frank Howard as an example. He's one of our bluegrass runners who finished 7th in the race. And there's his line right here. So he finished 7th, so he gets 10, 90, or 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, and 40 points for Frank. Plus, he still gets 10 for the Ultra and 10 for distance traveled. So he's going to get a total of 60 points were this race on the Grand Prix spreadsheet. Um, so that's how you add your points for races. Again, it's not really hard. It's just, think about, okay, where did I finish in my group? Did I travel outside of Fayette County? How far? And was it a marathon or an ultra? Those are the things that get you points. And then finally, we also have, if we go back to the spreadsheet, we've got a sheet for volunteering for race support or group runs or whatever. So I have volunteered and done race supported a couple of races this year, so I got 25 points for doing so. Any kind of work you do, volunteering, being a committee member for a race, you're going to get 25 points. If you are a meet director or a race official, so you're doing timing for the race or marshaling for the race, something like that, you get 50 points. Had I directed Ironcology this year, I did not. I was just a volunteer for Ironcology. Had I directed, I would have gotten 50 points rather than the 25. You'll notice, too, that the 25 points that I got for the two races, I've got 50 on the line because I volunteered twice. You don't list them separately. You just add them up as you go. Same thing here. Looks like Mary Jenkins has led 3 group runs, so she's got 30 points. Looks like Katie's done something for BGR. I think this may have been something to do with the picnic. She did a lot of work for the picnic, so she got 10 points there. So doing things like that will get you points as well. And if you go look over on the Grand Prix Races tab, all of those points do get added up. When I come over to, you'll see I have 173 points. 50 of those are volunteering, 123 of those are from races that I've run. So that is the ins and outs of adding your points, whether you're volunteering, whether you're running a race, whatever. That's how you add your points in the spreadsheet. And then, obviously, when you're done, you just click the little X and it closes and goes away. Don't hesitate if you're not sure. Like I had mentioned earlier, there are some other races we're kicking around ways to handle, give people some opportunity to enter some wildcard races for races that weren't listed or for virtual events. We're kicking that around. We're also kicking around how to handle a race without age groups, because, for instance, Reforest 5K did not have age groups. So we will make an announcement on how to handle those as well. But don't hesitate in the meantime. If you have questions about how to score your points, contact Gary Steele or feel free to contact myself. I'm happy to help you, and we'll help you get them listed. Thanks so much for your time, and we'll see you at a race real soon.